Think about this. What happens when a country decides to completely cut off trade relations with another? It's a scenario that's recently come to pass, as Turkey has suspended all trade with Israel. This decision was made in response to Israel's offensive in Gaza, a situation that has been escalating tensions between the two countries. Now, this isn't just a matter of political posturing. The president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, didn't mince words when he labeled Israel a terror state. It's a strong accusation, one that has added fuel to the fire of this ongoing conflict. But what about the economic implications? They're significant, to say the least. The trade volume between Turkey and Israel was no small sum. In 2023, it stood at a whopping $6.8 billion. With Turkey's decision to cut off all trade, that's billions of dollars that are now off the table. This move isn't just about the money though, it's also about humanitarian concerns. Erdogan's government has criticized Israel for not allowing sufficient humanitarian aid into Gaza. It's a point of contention that has led to Turkey joining a legal case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, accusing them of breaching the Genocide Convention. So what we're seeing here is a complex situation with far-reaching implications, a decision that's not just about trade, but about human rights and international law. It's a move that has strained diplomatic relations, not just between Turkey and Israel, but on the global stage. As we see, the consequences of this decision go beyond economics, straining diplomatic ties and sparking international debates. This is a new era of diplomacy, one where economic decisions are intricately tied to humanitarian concerns and the pursuit of justice. It's a bold move, and only time will tell what the long-term implications will be. But what led to this drastic decision? Let's delve into the Gaza conflict that sparked Turkey's radical reaction. The Gaza conflict, a long-standing dispute in the Middle East, has been a catalyst for heightened tensions and diplomatic fallout between Turkey and Israel. Just to provide a quick recap, the conflict in Gaza is rooted in a territorial dispute involving Israel and Palestine, with Gaza being a significant focal point. The region has been a hotbed of violence and political instability for decades, often drawing in neighboring countries and international players into its vortex of conflict. In this particular instance, Turkey responded to Israel's offensive in Gaza by suspending all trade. The Turkish Trade Ministry made it clear that exports and imports would cease until Israel allowed sufficient humanitarian aid into Gaza. This move was a clear sign of escalating tensions between the two countries. The trade volume between Turkey and Israel, which stood at a hefty $6.8 billion in 2023, took a direct hit. The war in Gaza had strained relations to the point of breaking, leading to accusations and countermeasures from both sides. President Erdogan of Turkey did not mince words when he labeled Israel a terror state and introduced trade restrictions, but the move was not without its critics. Erdogan's government faced backlash for its stance on Israel while maintaining commercial relations. Turkey also announced its intention to join a legal case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, accusing Israel of breaching the Genocide Convention. This move further deepened the diplomatic rift between the two nations. So, what we see here is a complex interplay of regional conflict, international politics, and trade relations. The Gaza conflict, far from being just a local issue, has significant implications for international relations and trade. Clearly, the Gaza conflict is not just a regional issue, it has significant implications for international relations and trade. So, what does this mean for the rest of the world? Let's start with the Middle East. The United Arab Emirates, for instance, has recently taken a U-turn from boycotting Israel to investing billions in its economy. They've even signed a free trade agreement, aiming to boost trade to over $10 billion within 5 years. This decision by Turkey, however, could put a damper on such budding relationships. It's a stark reminder that the old wounds and disagreements in the region are far from healed. Moreover, the UAE has been using Israel as a gateway to untapped markets in the Middle East, South Asia, and the Far East. If other nations follow Turkey's lead, it could potentially close off these avenues, leading to a significant economic impact. On the other hand, nations that continue to foster trade relationships with Israel may find themselves at odds with Turkey, further complicating the intricate web of Middle Eastern diplomacy. Now, let's look beyond the Middle East. Turkey's decision to join a legal case against Israel at the International Court of Justice is a bold move on the global stage. It sends a clear message to the international community about where Turkey stands on the Israel-Palestine issue. This could strain Turkey's relationships with nations that are allies of Israel, leading to potential diplomatic rifts and even economic consequences. However, there's another side to this coin. Countries sympathetic to the Palestinian cause might see Turkey's decision as a brave stand against perceived injustices. This could strengthen Turkey's relationships with these nations, leading to new alliances and partnerships. In the grand chessboard of international relations, every move counts, and the impact of this decision will likely resonate far and wide. Let's dive deeper into the heart of the matter. Erdogan's power play, the Israel-Turkey trade cut. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's decision to cut trade ties with Israel is a move that has both immediate and long-term implications. On the surface, it's a response to the recent conflict in Gaza, but looking deeper, it's also a strategic move aimed at asserting Turkey's influence in the region and globally. The decision sends a powerful message to the international community about Turkey's stance on the Israel-Palestine issue. Erdogan is positioning Turkey as a defender of Palestinian rights, a move that could earn him political capital with countries sympathetic to the cause. However, it's a risky gamble. Cutting off trade with Israel could potentially isolate Turkey from other nations allied with Israel, leading to diplomatic tensions and economic fallout. Yet, Erdogan seems willing to take this risk, betting that the potential rewards outweigh the possible consequences. This power play is a clear demonstration of the high-stakes game of international diplomacy and trade. Erdogan's decision has undoubtedly shaken up the status quo, and the ripples of this move will be felt across the globe. As we move forward, it's essential to keep a close eye on how this situation unfolds, as it could set the tone for future diplomatic relations in the Middle East and beyond.